What's going on, dividend chasers? It's the Dividend Bloodhound here with another investing video. Getting this out as quick as I can because the coronavirus is a very current news story and the stock market is being affected by it massively over the last couple of days. Now, unless you've been living on the rock, you know what coronavirus is and the damage that it can do to people. It's originated, a quick recap, it originated in Wuhan in China. It's infected a few thousand people now. Sadly, it's killed, by the time I get this video out onto YouTube, it'll have probably killed over 100 people. There's cases all the way across Asia. Australia has its own case. There's cases in Europe, France, Germany. America has one, Canada has one, and they believe that there is a case in the UK. It's just not been found yet, despite over 50 people being tested for it and not actually coming through positive yet. So officially, the UK doesn't have a case at the moment. It's a nasty virus. It will kill you quite quickly, or it can kill you quite quickly. So this has sent shockwaves through the financial markets that are potentially preparing for a major epidemic or pandemic or whatever the official health term is for it. Now, I'm here just to give you a quick update on potentially how you can, I don't want to say benefit because that's terrible, because people are getting very ill and dying from this. Benefit from the financial situation, should I say, how you can protect your stocks from it and what companies you could buy into that might be able to sell their product to help deal with coronavirus. So as we can see at the top there, originated in China. China has done its very best by the look of it to stop the spread of it, but it doesn't seem to be working that well at the moment, and there are cases springing up all over the place. As I mentioned, the stock markets took a huge walloping yesterday with hundreds of billions of pounds being wiped off the global financial markets. Just to put that into perspective, the UK stock market lost £44 billion of its value in one trading session in one day. That was the FTSE 100 there. Now, a stock to potentially watch was Starbucks, because Starbucks has had to shut loads of its stores in China, in and around the Wuhan province and further forward. So this is obviously affecting their sales. And there was a slight knock to the Starbucks share price. They went down from $92.50 a share down to $87, which isn't a great deal, but that was a little bit of a discount. But it's bounced back up a little bit since then at the making of this video. As we've also seen, the Chinese economy is beginning to be affected by this virus now and by the crisis, not just the actual healthcare issues that are obviously prevalent, but the knock-on effect of shutting down travel, shutting down airports, all those key macro events that contribute to your economy. China has lost a massive segment of its economy to this. Now, nobody expects it to be that it's going to cripple China or anything like that, bearing in mind that China is one of the biggest economies in the world. But it has been affected, it has been noted, and it has affected the Chinese stock market as well. So if you look across on free trade or trading 212, a lot of the Chinese big cap companies and the Chinese ETFs are all down as well, but then again, so is everything else. The big concern for everybody involved is what if the virus mutates? It already mutated once. Well, I'm not a scientist, don't pretend to be, but it already mutated once to actually go from infecting bats or wherever it originated from into being able to be passed from animal to human. Now it's mutated again, human to human. But people, they're very concerned that it could mutate again, making it even more prevalent and spread even quicker than it already is. I'm not trying to scare anybody by saying this. This is just facts that are readily available on the news or a little bit of research on the WHO, World Health Organization's website, or Google, for example. Now, there are safer stocks to invest in while this sort of crisis and epidemic happens. Now, a lot of people hedge their bets and just shift all their money off to gold, silver, things like that aren't truly affected too much by a problem such as this. Starbucks, massive problem. It's a very social company. People sit together in their coffee shops. Guess what people aren't going to be doing if they've got a virus or if they've been quarantined? They ain't going to be drinking $5 a cup coffee. But what they might be doing is buying drugs from pharmaceutical companies to help themselves out. Anything along them lines. They're gonna need food. They're gonna need water. That sort of utility bill and utility company is something that might benefit from this sort of thing. So if I had money to invest right at the moment, I would be very tempted to invest in pharmaceutical companies and healthcare companies and stuff that people can't get by without. One interesting point that I heard another investor talking about is 3M, the company, ticker triple M, or Honeywell. They actually make millions and millions of face masks that you'll have seen people using on the news, and they've had to uptick their production of these face masks to keep up with the surge in demand, because China obviously is going to want hundreds of millions of them, and then that's going to ripple out across the global economy. And 3M's already got the moat in place. They already make these on a large scale anyway, so it's not much of an effort for them to up that scale and sell more. However, what I did notice about 3M today is they had their earnings call and they missed on revenue. They actually were slightly up on their EPS, their earnings per share. I'm not doing a 3M stock analysis here, but this is just what I saw. I am a 3M shareholder, so I do pay a little bit of attention. So they were up on EPS, they actually missed on revenue, and because of this, 4% was knocked off the 3M share price. But this may pick back up again in the short term, especially due to things like this. Now, all of that probably sounds quite scary, but it isn't really too bad. I mean, what is out there is all the stocks are essential, a lot of the stocks are essentially on sale at the moment. 4 billion wiped off the FTSE. The Chinese ETFs down nearly 10%, the one that I was looking at. The S&P 500 also down, Nasdaq down. This is the time to potentially do your research quickly and buy some stocks that are clearly just on sale because of the panic induced by this virus. I will essentially be definitely looking into the Chinese stock market ETFs, Asian stock market ETFs, or just across the board. It's a good time to buy because essentially there's a massive sale on at the moment saying buy me, and that's a little bit morbid because of obviously what this is, and I don't get any kicks out of it or anything like that, but it's a dog eat dog world at the end of the day, and there is benefit to be had from people essentially panic selling their stock. There's nothing going on too bad at the moment. Yes, a few people are sadly passing away, but people pass away every single day from different things. It's only because of the media coverage that is sending this into an absolute frenzy of madness. One thing I will say just quickly is I'm so impressed with the Chinese hospital that they're building at the moment. They literally spring to treat the people in Wuhan. They're building like a 1,000 bed hospital, almost like that, overnight. I don't know if you saw the drone footage above, but they had like 50 excavators levelling the site. Then they had about 40 concrete pourers on site, all pouring concrete all at the same time. And this 1,000 bed hospital is going to spring up almost overnight in 2 weeks and start treating people immediately. And like say what you want about the Chinese, but you've got to admire that will to act and to sort things out straight away. It's absolutely insane, absolutely insane. What I will say, just to put this in perspective, the coronavirus in perspective, is one thing I did know just by having a little look round, is that influenza, the flu virus essentially, that older people get injections for, or pregnant women, or vulnerable people in society, or if you're unfortunate like I've been a couple of times, you get hit with it and it literally knocks you off your feet for well over a week if you get the proper one, but you can't do anything. Anyway, back to my point, influenza kills or is linked to killing 650 people in the UK every single year alone. So these might be health complications that haven't been helped by influenza, but equally they won't be helped by coronavirus. It's the same thing. And then a little bit more research, I went onto the World Health Organisation's website to have a look at what happens globally on this scale. As you can see on the bottom there, 650,000 people are potentially killed by influenza alone each year. That's insane. And everybody's panic selling their stocks over a few thousand people being infected and 100 people dying when you've got this virus that, yes, everybody knows about it, but it's running around wiping 650,000 people out every year. It just doesn't make sense to me. Hence why I really wouldn't be too scared of putting my money into the stock market still and just taking advantage of all of these share price reductions that really at the moment aren't for very much aren't on sale for very much reason at all. If you're going to catch the virus, you're going to catch the virus anyway. It doesn't matter where your stocks are at that point, or if the world's going to become into a pandemic or an epidemic or whatever. It doesn't really matter whether you've got money or not. If it really goes that far, if you watch the film Contagion and watch it go that far into chaos, you really think your stocks are going to do you any good then, no matter where you've got it? There's martial law and people are just looting stuff anyway. Having your money will just be no bloody good at all. In my frank, humble opinion, should I say. I will clarify here, this isn't investing advice, it's just my point of view and where I'm at in where I'm putting my money in this time of quite sadness, but actual opportunity as well. What I will just quickly say, if you like what you see in this video, please subscribe to my channel or give that like button a smash. I really appreciate your support. If you've got any questions, any feedback or anything you like, please drop it in the comments below. That would be absolutely amazing. Love having you guys' support, and I will catch you all in the very next video. Hopefully when we haven't got a world pandemic of the coronavirus. Catch us all later. Bye.